Well, we're back at the scooter again, and what I did is I went ahead and uninstalled the stock voltage regulator, and I've installed the new regulator that I showed you earlier today. And another thing is I have my LED flasher here that was another complete video for some wiring up in the top to get that to work correctly. But we'll go back to the voltage regulator. With the voltage regulator, I unplugged it. This is the plug that came out of this right here. And I've plugged all these wires in here to the plug. And I kept the red one on the red so that the red corresponds to the other side. Now you'll have the green that corresponds to the green. And then the two yellow wires will plug into the yellow and the white. It's pretty simple. There's 4 wires. The yellow and the white doesn't matter, and the red and the green are the most important. Now what I like to do, now that I have these plugged in there and I have these here, I like to make one full plug out of this piece. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put some glue in here, hot glue, so it'll just be one tight plug. So if it gets out, so these don't come out on their own, that they stay in there, and it'll all come out together when in the event I want to take it apart. And I'm putting a little bit down inside the top so that if water gets down in there. Okay, so now we have the plug here, and then we can slide this cover up and over it the way it was before. I just did some early testing on this with the headlight that draws 35 watts from the battery. I have used 2 different stators. One is a high performance stator, and the other is just a stock stator that I got from eBay. The difference in the two is about 4.4 volts. When it's at idle, the other one would idle at 12.2, in which we want 12 volts. And this new one that I installed, but it's a stock one, not the high performance, it idles at 11.95 or so, sometimes down to 11.8. But the headlight only requires 10 volts to operate. So anything over, let's say 10.5 or 11 is good. So right now we're getting 11.8 right in there, and that's not bad. And as soon as we rev the motor up, the volts slowly start climbing as the battery charges back up. So from where I look right now, we're running pretty good. We accomplished what we wanted to do, that the stock battery can hold a charge well enough with the new charging system. I don't see any more problems with the headlight running down the stock battery. One thing I did run into is I had the original battery, and I had that in here and I was using it. I was getting a lot of funny readings, and I couldn't figure it out, and finally I pulled the battery out. I had another battery here because I had dual batteries in here, and I stuck the brand new battery in, and everything just came alive and started working properly. So if you do this upgrade, it's a good idea to just go ahead and buy a new battery and not mess around with an old, outdated one that has low power consumption, low power transfer. It just can't handle it. All right, next thing we will do is I'll fire it up later on, and I'll show you what to expect. Well, here we are with the finished product. As I thought, the extra AC voltage did burn out the dash lights, so we did rewire them to be LED lights, and we ran them through the People 50 switch I'm showing here. So we're going to check the voltages with the headlight, and we're going to go through all of that process right now. I am going to turn on the exhaust, and then I will turn the scooter on. Turn the headlight on so you can see what it's like. headlight versus stock headlight, and so you can get a view of what the difference is between the two and what I've accomplished. Now, one other thing I had to do is, of course, change the dash lights out. I don't know if you can tell, but they're a blue color now, and they're LED. They're kind of a bluish. It's supposed to be bright white, but they got that bluish color now. And we're going to go ahead and verify the voltage with a voltmeter. Got my handy voltmeter here, and I hope you can see that real well. I probably can move it just a little bit closer. You can see that. And I'm going to hook it here. This goes directly to the battery, and I use this for a float chart. And here at idle, we're at 12 over 12 volts. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rev the motor, and we're going to, as you can see with the motor, rev the motor, as you can see with the motor revs up a little bit, the voltage jumps to 14.2, 14.9, and 14.3 is the optimal, so we're right there where we're supposed to be until we stop the revving. And now the last thing we're going to do is show how fast, or what the voltage is with the light off. So let's turn the light off now. The light was just shut off, and now you can see that immediately the new voltage regulator instead jumps the voltage to 14.4, which is pretty good. And that's where we're at. And we're done with this project.